Good evening. This is Mike in Georgia. You've reached the winning team training call. Please tell us who you are and where you're calling from.
Good evening, Mike. It's Don from beautiful northern Indiana.
Good evening, Don, from beautiful northern Indiana.
Yeah, we had a little rain today, but other than that, it's been a beautiful day.
Yeah, we're having a lot of thunder and lightning right now, and kind of concerning me a little bit. But other than that, it was a good day all day. And who else just joined us to the winning team? This is Mike in Georgia. Please tell us who you are and where you're calling from.
This is Corinne.
Well, good evening, Corinne from Chicago.
Yep, from Chicago.
Glad to have you
Good
in
evening,
here tonight.
Corinne.
Hi, Don. I'm tired.
Let me get back to you. We had just heard the bell ring. Let me see who else has joined us tonight. This is Mike in Georgia. Please tell us who you are and where you're calling from.
Hi, Mike. It's Sandy.
Well, good evening, Sandy.
With me.
Good evening, Sandy. And Doug, too, if
Hello,
he's
everybody.
there with you. And we're glad to have y'all on the
Hi,
call tonight,
Sandy.
too, as well.
Thank you.
That was Don in there saying hi as well.
Okay.
Hi, Sandy.
Hi. How you
It's
doing?
Corinne. How you doing?
I'm doing good. I hope you are too.
Yes, I'm getting better.
Oh gosh. Been sick?
Huh?
Been sick?
No. I'm just, when I say I'm getting better, that means my life is getting better. No.
Oh, good.
When I say that, everybody asks me the same thing. Oh, you've been sick? I said, no, I haven't been sick. It's just, I say that to say that my life is getting better. It's getting better. The best is yet to come. My life is getting better when I say that. That's what I mean.
Okay.
And that's always good to hear. Getting better. I trust we're all getting better.
Yep.
How have you been doing this week? I guess it's been a day or so since we talked. Sandy, how are you doing this evening?
Oh, I'm doing okay. Doug has that foot thing again, so I asked you all to pray for him, please.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Reverend Dave left me a note on Skype here to let me know that he'll be on here tonight, but he's going to be running a little bit late. He's been getting moved into his new house. Joanne is now home, but she's still not doing real well.
Good.
But she is home.
That's
She
good.
was there in the hospital for 5 days now. So, but he still requests her prayers for her too as well, because she's still not doing well, but she is home,
Mm-hmm.
which was good news.
That is good news.
I haven't heard from David Mincy. I hope nothing's going wrong with him. He's usually in here by now. Don, how's your week been going?
Oh, pretty good. I can't complain. Been getting some stuff done offline. Got a blog off today. Continually moving forward and upward, hopefully.
Well, that is a good direction. Let's see. Did you? Is that "Don't insult my intelligence"? Is that what you posted today?
Yeah.
I like
I
like
come
the
up with
picture you
that
have
when I
on
was
it.
going through IBO Exchange, looking at some of those ads.
Right.
I was reminded of that, and I should have mentioned that's what instigated that article.
I like the picture you have on the header of that article.
Yeah.
Sorry, I've been preoccupied and busy here today. I didn't get around to reading PRs, but I will before the night's over. I don't particularly have anything in mind tonight. I thought we would just see what everybody has to say, and if anybody's got any questions or any comments like that, we will address them. We usually wind up having a pretty good conversation that way.
Me, I just want to, I want to get the money together to get, to join, to officially join. You know, that's basically what my goal is right now. I'm working toward it.
Well, that is a good goal there. I got some comments, but I'm going to reserve hold those comments, because I would rather you work with Don on plan and strategizing on how you can do that. But there's a number of strategies to use there. I know the money was a situation that you are working on and actually making positive strides there, so that's good. But Don, you have any advice for Corinne there, or have you been talking to her and offline, or?
No, we haven't been talking really.
We really haven't been talking offline, other than when she's on the call here.
Having a little trouble keeping my throat clear tonight for some reason or other.
Yeah, that's happening to me too.
I had some Mexican for lunch. I had some cheese dip with jalapeno peppers in it, which is really good. I really liked that. But after I had finished and gotten back out to the car, I found that I had some of it come back up into my throat. And it was really good going down, but coming back up, it was really hot.
Speaking of jalapeno, I had some jalapeno cornbread tonight with ham and beans.
Ooh, that's good. I like that. That sounds really good.
Yeah, my first ex-wife and I are real good friends, and her brother-in-law makes great cornbread, and so he had made some jalapeno cornbread tonight, and she made ham and beans and feasted on that.
That sounds like a good feast.
Yeah, she refers to that as hillbilly cooking. She's from, well, her family's from Kentucky. She was born here in Indiana, but always referred to themselves as hillbillies.
Well, I don't know about hillbillies. I'm born in Mississippi and raised in central Mississippi there, and there's not a lot of hills there, but yeah, I tell you what, that's the kind of eating we grew up on. Beans and cornbread. Beans and cornbread. Chop a little onions up in there. Every now and then put a little peppers in there, and it was good. But that's the kind of food we grew up on. Of course, we was way out in.
No comfort food.
Go ahead.
I just said good old comfort food.
Yep, absolutely. We well, I kind of grew up in rural Mississippi. We used to have to go back towards town to go hunting, so we was way out in rural Mississippi. So hung around with folks like Jerry Clowers. He was a real good friend of the family. If y'all remember Jerry Clower, I'm talking about.
Yeah, I was going to say, wasn't he a country comedian?
Yep, yes sir, he
Or
was.
Oh.
My uncle was a fire chief there at the fire chief in Yazoo City, Mississippi, and he used to hang around down at the fire station a lot, and of course we hung around the fire station a lot. It was, as a kid, it was fun. I don't know if we did anything more than just get away. Say again?
I was born in Forest.
Forest.
I was born in Forest, Mississippi.
I was thinking, say Mississippi, Forest, Mississippi. I know where that is.
I was born in Forest.
Well, good. We got a couple Mississippi folks on here.
I was named after the lady that delivered me.
Yeah.
I was born in the house, not in the hospital.
Well, as old as I am, that was in where we grew up at. That happened a lot. That happened a lot. But we all seem to survive.
Yeah. Yes, Lord.
I've been spending more time today working on the Stifort mailer system, trying to figure it all out and get it working like I want it to work. Have no problem with the system, the mailer system, and also the mail broadcast, but I'm having trouble figuring out how to make their their contact list work. I've learned to import names in there, and I've learned to use my business contact manager from Stifort, and selectively import names and information, all of that, and I've got it set up now where it will import on a daily basis any new names that come in. So I'm still learning. But it is looking more and more like a very useful tool. So I did take a opportunity to look at the fan page that I have on Facebook, for basically set up for the winning team, and I found out that I can't use my fan page on IBO Exchange. I don't know, not really sure why, but I went to set it up to, for likes, and it told me that particular page couldn't be used. I think I have to go back and use a personal page on that, and that personal page won't do me a whole lot of good. So
that in, Mike? The contact?
In the what now?
What's that, in the contact email?
No, I tried to set up the my fan page, my Facebook fan page, which
Oh,
is
in the IBO exchange?
into the IBO exchange, and
Yeah.
it told me I
Yeah.
couldn't use the fan page for the IBO exchange.
Dumb.
I'm not sure why. Really don't want to be advertising on my with my personal page, so there's too much stuff in it anyway. But I did go in and figure I could put some. Well, now I'm looking for it, and I figured out I could put some comments and post links at various intervals. I don't want to go in and just spam it with that, because then people will quit looking at it that way. But I did figure out I could go in and put some comments and post some links so that it would refer people to the co-op rotator. And I've noticed a little increase in hits there, so that's good. It is working, so that's one way of using the page. Now my goal is to send more people to the page, so I'm thinking I'm going to go out and write a regular page to put it and run it through the IBO exchange and refer people to the fan page, which hopefully will refer more people to the co-op. It's part of what I've been working on this week. Excuse me. Good evening. This is Mike in Georgia. You've reached the winning team training call. Please tell us who you are and where you're calling from.
3 guesses, but you only need 1.
I figured that's who it was already. I could just tell by your ring. We're mighty glad to have you in here. We've been missing you occasionally here.
Yeah, I've been absent for about a week and a half now, and so I'm sorry, but
that's okay.
But I hope to be a regular participant from now on.
Well, that's very good.
Good evening, Reverend Dave.
Hello, Don. How are you, my friend?
Real good.
Appreciate your prayers.
Well, your wife is in mine.
Oh,
Hi, Sandy. How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm glad to hear that Joanne is home.
Yeah, me too. She's slaving away trying to unpack things, but she's taking tonight off, so I'm glad for that, because she needs to relax a little bit. She's been pushing it for the day that she's been home, so she needs to relax. But we appreciate the prayers. Thank you.
Well, we do keep her in the prayers. We think about y'all every day. And we have missed you here on the call. You are a valuable input to us, to the call. Share from your great storehouse of knowledge there.
I'm about to choke, Mike. Stop it.
Well, we're beginning to drag here a little bit tonight. I'm glad you're here. You can pick us up and share with us.
Well, Well, life has been good. We moved into a much nicer apartment.
Oh, that's good.
They used to be condos, but the management bought them and turned them into apartments, so they're like luxury apartments, and they're very nice. And I think we'll be very comfortable here. And I tell you the truth, I'm burning the bridges. I am throwing out all my old boxes because I don't ever want to move again. I Each time I move, I forget how bad I hate moving, and now I really remember. I'm really going to stick to this one, and doesn't matter how much money I make, I'm going to stay here.
Well, we've been in this house here for 30 some odd years. 36
goodness.
years, my wife tells me, and I would hate to even begin to think about packing up and move from this house, even though I'd love to move to a bigger and better house and nicer place, but one level would be ideal, because this is a tri-level house and it's got stairs going up and stairs going down, and yeah, with my wife and I both getting a little more experienced in age, we wouldn't mind having a single level house, but I just really would hate the thought of packing up and moving. I look around me and there's so much. This house was so big when we bought it, and I thought we would never even begin to fill it up. And now there's just not hardly room for. There's not a space. We just kind of wiggle around the stuff and furniture and stuff. And, I no longer have a living room. I have we've still got a nice couch and stuff in here, but and a piano that you can't really get to because it's turned into my office here, or in my wife's office, and so we're wall-to-wall computers and wall-to-wall desks too. So, and I don't know. We've seen all our kids grow up here, and grandkids too, as far as that goes. They're not all grown, but some of them are. So, yeah, some of them are grown and married, and But so there's a lot of memories here, a lot of memories.
Speaking of which, I welcomed my 5th great-grandchild into the world this week.
Well,
Wow.
Congratulations there.
I'm not so sure you should be congratulating me. The girl is only 18 years old, so she's been busy.
Yeah, I reckon so. But can't say anything about that. My mother was only 19 when I was born, so.
Mm.
And,
I mean, you can talk to them till you're blue in the face, and they're still going to do what they're going to do.
oh, absolutely, absolutely. That's the way life is. You'd be surprised how smart you get the older they get, though.
That's true.
As you begin to get older, they seem to realize that you're getting a lot smarter, and they come to respect you a lot more. At least that's been my experience with the kids I got, and the adopted kids we got, and the grandkids. And we don't have any great grandkids. I guess I'm just not quite as great as you are.
Yeah, my dad's been gone over 30 years, and I'm surprised at how smart he still is.
Yep, you're right. My dad's just short of 30 years, not quite. About 26 years or so been gone. And I had got to the point that I really respected him and looked up to him and learned from him, and always depended on him to be there with the answers for me. But it seems even now he still has the answers. I just have to remember the things he taught me.
Amen.
I tell my grandson, whenever you got a question, just imagine a little grandpa sitting on your shoulder.
There you go.
Ask him what he'd do.
Yep. Absolutely.
Life goes on.
That it does. And I try my best to, when situations arise, think about what my father would do and how he would handle it, and try to handle it the same way. Because I don't know if things always work that way, but that's one of my goals in life.
Did you know that it's against the law to yell, "Water buffalo," in a crowded Mongolian theater?
Well, I can imagine why. There's a lot of strange laws on the books. We got one here in the city of Jonesboro, Georgia, which is pretty much where I live. My backyard's Jonesboro, and it's there's a law against sitting on your porch and hollering, "Hey boy," at somebody coming walking by. And
Hey boy.
book's been on the book for many years. But the thing about it, it's still there. It's still on the books. Well, let me throw out here and ask again. Has anybody got any questions pop to your mind, or any situations, or anybody have a good advice for us? I'm open for that too.
I'm too dang tired to give advice.
Well, you've always given me some good advice too in the years we've known each other.
Well, you've given it back to me, Mike. I'll scratch your back if you scratch mine.
Yeah, well, we'll do that.
In fact, I could use somebody to rub some Aspercream on my back right now. Can you get up here?
I'm afraid that's a little far for that.
I'll get my wife to do it.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I don't want to.
Thinking about making a trip down to the southern states, maybe in October, and I would love to stop by and visit.
Well, you know what? We would love to have you stop by.
Get some barbecue.
Keep telling you, we ready to do that, but somehow or another it just never seems to work out.
Maybe this year it will.
Maybe it will this year. I'd like the opportunity to get to meet each and every one of y'all, other team members too as well. Because that would.
I think Sandy is closest to you.
Sandy's probably closest. Yes, she's
about
only a couple hours away.
We have about 4 hours to Atlanta from here.
Yeah.
Did it many a time years ago.
Yeah, I've made that trip many a time too.
Well, if Sandy can make it in 4 and you can make it in a couple, somebody's flying pretty low to the ground, Mike.
Well, I might be guilty of that too. I don't do much driving anymore, but when I used to. I had a pretty good lead foot, pretty heavy foot there. So.
Okay.
No, a couple. I was probably stretching it. Sandy was probably a lot closer to right.
Well, it's good to hear all your voices. I've missed you.
We have missed you too. We've had some really good calls. The calls have been posted. I've been pretty good about getting them posted, and we've had some really good calls come up. Some mastermind sessions we've shared with each other and learned from each other.
I tell you the truth, I haven't even been online until today. I barely make it on to check my emails, so I intend to get back in the saddle starting today and tomorrow.
Well, now that you got moved, and I know moving is a never-ending process, because I think we probably still got boxes here that we hadn't opened up that we moved 30-something years ago. But anyway, now that you've gotten moved, we would like to have you back in here with us more frequently.
I plan on it.
I appreciate you being here. I appreciate everyone being here. I appreciate the input from everyone. And I don't know where David is, David Mincy. I know Marnie sometimes has trouble making it in on Thursday. Her schedule doesn't permit, but we appreciate when Marnie's in here and David's in here. And David was getting excited last week. He was making money finally. I think he said he'd made $2 or something like that. But I explained to him that's an important first step, because that proves that the money's there. The money can be made. If you make $1, all you got to do is do the same thing over again. You make 2. If you do the same thing, you can make 4. It just it goes and it grows, and it's surprised me over the years how much I've been able to make, and how the system works. But the most important thing I learned was that if I could learn how to make $1, I can make 2.
That's very true.
And if you can't figure out how to make $1, just ask, because we'll definitely tell you how. Now, I don't know, after $1, you're probably going to have to figure out how to just keep on doing the same thing, but I'll definitely tell you how to make that dollar. Does anybody else have anything they want to you want to bring out tonight or talk about tonight? I don't want to hold everybody here just listen to me ramble. Oh, there's someone else joining us. Good evening. This is Mike in Georgia. Please tell us who you are and where you're calling from.
This is David Mincy calling from Cocoa, Florida.
David Mincy calling from Cocoa, Florida. All right.
Yes.
Well, David, we'll have to quit talking about you now. We've been talking about you. It was all good, though, I promise. It was all good.
Okay.
We really appreciate you being in here, too. But I was just using you as an example. You shared with us last week where you made $2. And I was just telling everybody, if you figure out how you can make $2, you can make 4. All you got to do is just do the same thing over again. And just keep adding it and doing it.
Yeah, I was ecstatic last week because I got $1. Hey, you got $1.
All right. I was talking about my father earlier. That's one of the things that he shared with me, that if you, and it's kind of strange it came from him, but it's something that he taught me, is the power of I call it the power of duplication. It compounding, I guess is a better word for it. But he said if you take $1 and you save it and put it in the bank, let it compound. These days it takes a long time to make any extra money, but back then it was a pretty good deal to put it in the bank. You could make 6, 7, 8% on your money then, and put it in the bank,
Right,
let it
big
compound,
roll.
and just sit on it, and don't use it, and don't lose it, and it would grow and continue to grow. I think we have to try to find other ways to compound our money nowadays. The banks just don't seem to be compound. I made a whole penny the other day in my bank statement, so I thought
Yeah.
that was doing good.
I heard a wise man say once, a penny saved is a penny taxed.
I've heard that a little differently, but you might be right there. You're probably right.
Mom used to tell me a penny saved is a penny earned.
Well, that's what Ben Franklin said. And now, don't get me wrong. I didn't know Ben Franklin personally. I'm not quite that old yet. But that was a statement from Ben Franklin. A penny saved is a penny earned. And that's kind of what my daddy was teaching me. That I thought, if I put it in the bank and it sits there forever, and how's that going to get better? But then he sat down and explained the fact that it earned interest, and the interest could be added and compounded, and it would earn more interest, and then pretty soon you'd have a little money sitting around. So it's one of the lessons I learned from my daddy that I really, really appreciate. Because I turned around and took that and learned to apply it to business, where if you can do it, you can teach someone else to do the same thing, and then help them teach someone else to do the same thing. So if you make that dollar and then you teach someone else how to make a dollar, then you're gonna earn a little profit on that dollar, and then you turn around and teach them to teach someone else, and you get even more profits and more money coming in. It grows. It really grows. I heard.
So how's everybody doing tonight? Sandy, Dawn, and Reverend Dave, and
Hi, David. Doing well.
that's good.
Hi, David. Doing fine.
Yeah. I like your PR today there, Dawn. The one says, don't insult my intelligence.
Oh, yeah. I got the inspiration for that from IBO Exchange, some of the ads I was looking at.
Yeah.
They definitely insult your intelligence.
Yeah, well, it was good. I mean, I'm out still. I ain't made it home yet, so I was, I would have shared it. I liked it so well. So I just wanted to tell you it was good PR, I thought.
Well, thank you.
I've been sitting here for about the last hour looking at things on IBO Exchange. I let that run on one screen over here while I'm using the other screen. And everything that's come up here has been, well, for a while there it was Reverend Dave's, and now everything coming up has been Don's for probably the last hour or so. It's been Don. Which is good. Now if we get other people.
They said there was 5 in there. That must have been Reverend Dave that just fell out.
I haven't heard him come in back and make any comments, so it might have been him that fell out. His wife is home now. She's been home for a day.
Yeah.
And he's finally got moved over into his new luxury apartment, as he described it. And he's working hard to get moved in and unpacked and everything, but he said he finally has gotten moved. and hopes to be here with us more often now. Now that his distractions are getting out of the way.
Well, I tested that Facebook thing we were talking about. I
Yeah.
let Howard on,
Yeah.
and I thought he was going to go to my business page, but it linked up with my personal page too. So he did exactly what I thought he'd do. He was in there trying to sell grocery coupons. So I hit the unfriend button.
Mm. Well, you don't want someone on your personal page trying to sell things, because that'll get you kicked off Facebook. So
Yeah, I don't want to go to Facebook jail.
no.
Yeah.
That's the reason they allowed people to set up their business page, fan page.
Well, I don't understand why it linked it up. It was it went straight to my personal one.
Mm-hmm.
And I clicked the button. I was on my business page when I did it, and it went over there. I don't know if he did it or it just linked it up that way or something. I've got to get to the bottom of it and figure out how to get a fan page set up.
We'll have to refer that to Brother Don, because Don is a whole lot more expert on Facebook than I am.
Yeah, he got one of my. He got the preacher's youngest brother involved in those grocery coupons. I said, click.
Well, David, I'm gonna give you the first chance here. If you got anything you want to add tonight, any questions come up for tonight? I know you said you were still riding, still headed home, but
No, I'm at my other house in Cocoa.
oh, okay.
I just got done working and I ain't made it back home to Melbourne yet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I'm not on the computer, so I can't learn anything in the screen share tonight, but I'll have to get with Don somehow or another and figure out how to set up a fan page on Facebook. If that's okay with you, Don. Did I lose everybody?
I know you hadn't lost me. I don't know. It seemed like we're losing people.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was talking with my mute on.
Well, that's okay. I do some of my most intelligent talking that way.
What I was saying was, it's been a couple of years since I set mine up, and I know they've changed it since then, but it really wasn't all that difficult. I just followed the instructions, that they gave.
Yeah, well, I've got a personal page that has like 180 people on it, and then I tried to set up a business page, but when I friended that guy, it went to my personal page.
Did you?
And
I don't.
I friended him.
Go ahead.
I friended him from the business page. So, and he ended up on my personal page. So.
I don't know. I'm gonna have to refer to other people for that. I've got a page that was set up. I set it up several years ago, and it's.
But they changed it now where you've got. I ain't going to say that again. I was half asleep when I heard it on the news. It was 11 o'clock one night, but it was something to the effect that you had to friend your friends over again or something. You had to make sure. And then I just read another PR tonight about how not to end up in Facebook jail. So that's why I was.
That sounds like an interesting one to read.
Yeah, it's at Nova Scotia, Nova Nautica, or whatever he is. One that was suspended for a while. Now he's back. The Don just fell out.
No, I'm still here.
Oh,
No,
okay.
Don's got 4 more minutes before he gets kicked off.
Yeah, it usually drops me at about an hour.
Yeah, right.
I don't know if my battery quit or what.
I don't know either, but I've noticed the last few times it's dropped you right about that time. Well, I tell you what, we're pushing an hour now. We got about 4 minutes, so if anybody's got anything you want to add, go ahead and do it now. Otherwise, we'll go ahead and say good evening and look forward to talking to everybody again Tuesday.
Okay. Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody. Thank you, Mike, and everybody have a great weekend.
All right, you too.
Appreciate everyone being in here. We'll talk to you later.
Bye.